Hello everyone, this is Gator10 back with the fourth part of this tutorial. Although technically this isn't the fourth part, this is an update video for the entire version 2 the version 2.0.0 series, which is basically the modular database. This is a complete refresh of all of the stuff we learned in the last 3 videos. Just very quickly done, as well as how a more in-depth explanation how everything works. To be specific, this is the 2.2.0 version, so a lot of this is way different from the very first 2.0.0 version. So now quickly we're going to get into our very first one, which is installing the server. So as you can see, there's nothing on here at all. And if you go to the GitHub online, you'll notice that that all of the server in the server there's a 1 point hash folder and a 2 point hash folder. The 2 point hash is the new 2.0.0 version. Get the raw for the server in there. Make sure you do wget-f that server.lua. And now the server's been made. Now you'll notice something different when you run it. Security server requires settings to be set. If you are not leaving Cryptkey at default, make sure you change it in settings.txt. And then it's the version. So the Cryptkey is is the algorithm that it uses to crypt all the messages between the server and everything. The default is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can actually leave it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you exit ls, you'll notice it's a settings.txt now. Edit settings.txt. And that's all it has. So if you change this to something else, it'll change how it's crypted. But the issue is you have to change all the door controls and the database to the same Cryptkey, otherwise it'll break. It's just a way to keep others from stealing your messages, I guess, or sending their own to the devices. If you run it again, you'll notice it doesn't pop up anymore. Next up, database. Go to App Market, and you might have to search it, you might not, but I don't know why there's a file not exists right there. But you can see there's a 1.0 security database and a 2.0 security database. This is the one you want. So you install, download, there we go. And it looks just like a card reader. But now you can run it. And this is the very first time you do this, it'll tell you this. It's recommended you check your Cryptkey settings in db settings.txt file in the apps directory. Currently at default 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which we're leaving it at. If the server is set to a different Cryptkey than this, it will not function and crash the server. And that's it. Updated user list, although there's no users yet. And you'll notice the first thing you should notice is where is everything? Where are all the passes? Where is it? And the answer is you make them. So on these 4, username, UUID, staff, and blocked, these 4 are default. Like these are hard coded into the server and cannot be removed. Level, this is auto created on the first setup and is basic, and that could actually be deleted if you want to. You don't need to have that. I just have it like that so that if you want to do a quick setup just for levels, you can. We'll get into this after. Actually, let's do it right now. Yeah. To add add a variable, you press add var. And then you'll notice variable key, that's the key that's under. So inside the file for all the users, it'll be set under that key. So you want to make sure that no two passes have the same key. Otherwise, it'll break it. So let's set this one to something simple like sec. This is going to be security. Variable label. This is what is going to be listed right here. If it is 10 characters, it'll line up right here very nicely. However, if you have more than 10 characters, it'll move the colon further. It was just a thing to make it look a little bit nicer. Next, you choose which one you want. This one's going to be a pass. But if you look at all these, string is basically what the input is right here. You can set it to whatever you want. Hidden string is kind of like the UUID. You cannot edit the string. Although I haven't got a use for it yet because there's nothing that can actually change it. But I might figure out something sometime. But for now, you probably will never need to use it. Level int is what this is. Basically, it's just a 1 and up, 0 and up actually. So if you check level int, you'll notice there's a check above value. If this is selected, then it will check 1 and above, or 2 and above, 3 and above, whatever your door control is set to. If it's not checked, it'll check exactly that number. So 1, 2, 3. The reason I have this is because of the next one, which is group. This one's a little bit more complicated to set up, but basically you could set, like, let's say how you wanted groups, like car, truck, semi, bulldozer, pickle, and so on. You could set up your groups, and the comma separates each group. So if we did this, we would have 5 groups we could choose from. But for this one, we're going to set the pass, which is a true-false. Press add variable to system. It'll turn off the database. And then when you come in to turn it back on, now there's security. Woo! And if we were to create a person, hello, then we could set this to level 3 with security. Now let's add some more variables. Level, L, lead, whatever. Let's do age. Check above value, add variable to system. Another one. Let's do string, st, code, add variable system. Another one. Let's do one more. Group. How about, yeah, let's do vehicles. Car, truck, semi. No, you don't put spaces between the comma and the letters. If you do put a space, it'll look weird. That's literally it. But so semi, bulldozers, whatever. Add variable to system, and that's it. So now we got this guy who is not part of any group. We can set it to, let's set it to semi, code, 1, 2, 3, 4, age, 3, and I don't want level. Level's stupid. You can go to delete var. You can choose whichever one you want. Remove variable from system. And now it's gone. No more level. There's currently no way to edit this yet, but I'm planning on adding it soon. I think possibly 2.3.0 might have it. I think, yeah, 2.3.0 might have it. So now that's done. Let's just make another one. So this one is going to be semi, this one will be car with for 1. No security. That's good. Lots of updated user lists. Also, I don't know if you noticed. You probably did. They're color coded. Now for door control. So if you go to the README on the very beginning, you'll notice there's a little bit further down, there's a pastebin command. It's new. This is the command now. Now, I think before it started with an X, yeah. This is the new Autoinstaller. The old ones will no longer work. The old one no longer works with the new system. And the reason for that is because the new system has an extra file that tells it what the door actually is. So like this one checks with the server which version is, which is 1 or 1.0.0 or 2.0.0. It tells it's 2.0.0 and gives it all of its information to the door controller. Accelerated door setup, that's on the tablet. Speaking of which, yeah, there will be a diagnostic update soon. I think the next update, that's not the update before that, because I'm almost done with it, is going to have the new diagnostic tablet, which I'll explain. We're not going to do that. We'll just do a simple single to quickly get through this. Now, first you'll notice there's simple and advanced. Well, this is where something cool comes in. So, because I ran into the issue where I had multiple different, my hard-coded one was a little bit simpler, like with interactions between the passes. It was all hard-coded, but this one, because I ran into the issue where I could only have 1 pass per door, but sometimes you don't want that. Like, let's say you want 2 passes for a door, you want someone to have a pass and a certain level, 2 different passes, or a pass not to go in. Well, that's where this new system comes in. So if you do advanced, you'll go through the new. It's a little bit more difficult to get through. You have to really think what you're typing, otherwise you might mess something up. Simple is exactly like this is what it was before. You'll know exactly how to do it. Use it. It literally looks the exact same, except changes the card read and stuff to an array of stuff. We're going to teach you advanced because you already know how to do simple. And this too, this is new. Do you want to use default Cryptkey? If you do 2, you'll have to enter it by yourself. I'm just going to do 2 to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Well, you want to nickname the door. This is another thing. Doors are now named. It's not really important, but it shows up on the server what the door is. So this one's going to be alright. Door control, auto close, 5. And now, remember how many of each pass you want before you start. This is just a little thing to make sure you know what you're typing. So when you press enter, you just have to press enter. Now it asks how many add passes you want to add. An add pass is what's attached to a base pass, which I'll explain right now. A base pass is basically a pass that's affected by the reject passes, which are passes that don't let you go in, and also can have add passes added to it. So it's like you need the base pass as well as the add passes. So we're gonna do. Make this more advanced. We're gonna do 2 add passes, 2 base passes, 1 reject pass, and 1 supreme pass. So add pass. Both of these add passes are going to be age. Oh, don't do that. What level and above? We're going to require, one of them is going to require level 1. One of them's going to require level 3. I don't think there's any way to differentiate between the 3 and the 1. Then updates soon will show the level as well with the pass. Right now, it doesn't. I think you have to remember what order they're in. So, like, the first one's 1, the second one's 3. Base pass number 1 is going to be based on vehicles. Actually, they're both going to be based on vehicles. So, let's say in order to have a semi, we want to add 1 add pass. We're going to do the second age pass, which means if you're a semi, you need to have level 3 and above. The second one is also going to be vehicles, except it's going to be a car 1, and it's going to be the first age pass. Reject pass. Let's do code, because why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first one will not be allowed to go in. Supreme pass. Security. This doesn't matter. All done with installer. You want to start? Yes. Multipass single door. Length 6. That's how many passes are added to it, which is 2 add, 2 base, 1 reject, 1 supreme. So it tells you how many passes there are. Door information's there. I need to write my cards. Right. Hello. Hello's pass. There's pass. Alright. Testing time. To show you how it works. We're not going to do security. We're going to leave the code on, so he's a semi, he's got level 3, so he should be allowed, but he has the code. Swipe it. The variable code is rejected. So that's because this code is rejected. If I change it just a little bit, it works. How about if the level's 1 below? Did not meet base requirements. But if you change it to car, it works. And just to let you know, let's say you can link multiple base passes to one add variable. So you don't need to make 3 add passes for 3 base passes if you're going to use only 1 level or so. You can have one that says like level 3 and above, and then 3 base passes with different groups linking to the same add pass. Next thing to test, because we did that, security. It still says that's base var vehicles. If I change this to 1, 2, 3, 4, which is rejected, now it says security. Because the supreme pass is superior to the reject. So if you have a supreme pass, no matter what, you'll be let in. And supreme passes do not have an add pass that they can link to. I think that's really it. There's the multi-door controller, which you don't need. You can look at the door setup before and apply the same knowledge. So I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm sorry that if any of this seems complicated. Remember, if you have any issues, it's best to go to the GitHub and make an issue report there. Some people might have the same questions, so if you file an issue report and I manage to solve whatever it is, I might put it in the Q&A too. So just your questions can help other people. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, which I will probably be doing the diagnostic system. Have a good day, everyone.